Welcome back to the Bryan Devore Connection. I'm your host, Bryan Devore. If you're caring for a loved one, sometimes it can be difficult if you don't know where their information is, what their passwords are, what doctor's visits they're doing. There's so much that goes into it. Wouldn't it be great if there was one place that you could keep all that and even have a resource to connect with others as well? Well, I'm here to tell you that there is just that. It's called Prepare2Care. And here to talk about it's a mouthful, Prepare2Care, is Linda Larson. Linda, how are you doing today?
Hey, Brian, doing good. How are you?
My pleasure. Good, thank you. We talked about this a few months ago, and you were putting it together. I was super excited to get you back in when this all kind of came together. So talk a little about yourself and your journey to creating Prepare2Care.
Thanks, great. Yeah, it's a passion project for me. It all started with my mom, who I'll admit I did a poor job of caring for her. She was difficult, but that isn't the point. The point is I want to be the kind of person who cares for those that I'm responsible to, and that I love. And I didn't do a good job. I was focused on my career and raising kids, and I had a lot of regrets. And after that, and I went to school and became an RN, I was determined. I was determined to help other people not feel those same regrets that I felt, to do it right, to do right by their loved ones. And so when my dad came home to live with us because he had cancer, I started writing things down, systems and processes and ways to navigate the complexities of the healthcare system that would be solutions, not just sympathy for, oh yeah, it's hard, but actual solutions and tools that I could use for myself with my dad and do a good job and also hand to others. And that's how Prepare2Care was born. We created it to be that support, to equip and empower those who care for their aging loved ones. And they don't have the regrets that I do from my mom.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because people were thrust into the role, never having done it before. And they don't have a roadmap. They don't know what they're supposed to know, what they're supposed to do. And it's a kind of day-by-day situation. Everything's different every day. And they don't get it. So if they can have this sort of roadmap, so talk about that roadmap. Talk about the North Star Notebook and how this program works.
Yeah, so there's so much complexity around it, right? There's so many options we hear from people all the time. Should I put my mom in a nursing home? Should I keep her at home? How does home care work? Hospice? I mean, all the different aspects of care. It can be overwhelming. And so what we've done is compiled the very best of the tools and processes and systems so that it's simplified. You're not so overwhelmed with all the choices out there and all the resources. We've compiled everything in one place that's just focused on simple roadmap. You have a simple choice. For instance, let's say you're deciding where your loved one's going to live. There's certain algorithms and ways that you can determine what's going to be best for their personality, for their needs, for their situation at home and in their bodies. We call it the 3 paths. You've really got essentially 3 paths. You can put them in a home, you can keep them in their home, or you can bring them to your home. That's basically it.
Yeah.
So then we talk about what do each of those paths entail, right? How does it work? How do you navigate them to get the very best out of it? We keep noticing that our clients who are the family members, they're losing time, they're losing money, and they're losing their sanity.
Yeah, very true.
I know when I was in it, I actually lost hair. I was so stressed. And so, we try to save them all 3 of those things by giving them this way to navigate so they can save money, save time, and save sanity, save their hair. And we also do it through tools. And we have online courses and blogs and videos and trainings. But one of our main products that that's super popular that we sell on the site is this, and it's what you mentioned, the North Star Notebook. It's just one-stop shop. It's one place where you can have all your loved one's information so that if you get a call in the middle of the night that your loved one fell or they're sick and they're being taken to the hospital and they need to know what meds they're on, how are you supposed to know?
Yeah.
It's all in here. And then you also know their passwords. You also know how to take care of their dog if it needs taken care of. You know who pays the gardener. You know everything you need to know. You know who's got their end of life wishes, what their fiduciary's name and number is, what their attorney's name and number is. All of that in one place, because when you get that call, your brain sort of goes away.
Yeah.
You're caught up in the emotion. And honestly, you want to be caught up in the emotion. You want to be focused on your mom, your dad. You don't want to be focused on business stuff. So, for instance, I have these on both of my in-laws who are in their 80s, and it just gives me such peace of mind to know that if I get that call, I'm ready. I grab this and go. It's also electronic on my phone. So if I don't have this, I have it on my phone. And if they have that emergency, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So our clients have loved this product.
So many of my friends are dealing with this with their parents, and
Yeah.
you know, there's no education that people get leading up to this.
That's it.
Right? And so they're thrust into it. They don't know what they don't know or what they need to know. They're being asked questions and they don't know the answers to them.
Yes.
And then things like passwords and just all the different things that they're going to need to have access to. And then they're caught blindsided. But
Absolutely.
by having these things proactively, it's a gift, I think, for the parents to provide for the kids to make their lives a lot easier. And it's going to be better for the parents too, because they can get the better care.
That's so true. You know, so many times I have my patients who say to me, you know, I don't want to be a burden to my kids. That's the number one thing I hear. You know, my kids are so busy, they've got a life, they've got a career, I don't want to be a burden. And so a lot of our clients end up being the patients themselves who get this and compile this so they can give it to their kids. We have one client who had 4 boys. He made 4 separate notebooks and gave them to his kids for Christmas to say, here, when it comes time, I won't be a burden. I've made the decisions, so you don't have to make them. It's all right here, and you can have that peace of mind. And what a gift to give so that your kids don't feel that much overwhelmed and they know what they need to know.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me about the membership.
The membership is great. You know, we want people to understand, we're really on a mission to have people understand that they're not alone in caring for their aging loved ones. You know, as a nurse, my focus is always on the patient first, of course, their wellness and safety. But what I was noticing over many years of being a nurse is that over there's a daughter or a son or a spouse who is struggling, really struggling. So what we're saying at Prepare2Care is we're there for that person. We're there for you and giving you the equipping that you need, the solutions that you need, but also the support and, you know, the interaction with other people who are going through it so that we can say, we get it. There's so many times when you're on this journey that you feel overwhelmed, stressed out, and sometimes you can be short with your loved one. Maybe they're a little grouchy or a little, they kind of pull your chain, you know how they can do that? And so sometimes we might be impatient, let's say, to our aging loved one, and then you feel horrible. You feel like, what kind of terrible daughter am I that I just snapped at my mom and she's dying? It's so great to have other people who are in the journey too, to say, that's normal. I get it. Listen, you're under a lot of stress. Go back to her and apologize. And, you know, here's how you can do better. Here's some tools for you. And we share ideas there too in that community. There's so many times when people will say, you know what I did? Just yesterday, someone said on that forum, you know what I did? I turned the thermostat down on our hot water heater so that I knew my mom wouldn't scald herself when she was at the kitchen sink, because sometimes she'll turn it all the way hot and she'll scald her hands. Well, we turned down the thermostat connector on the hot water heater, and now I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great idea that you don't really know.
Right.
Unless
share
you're
it with
talking
others.
to other people, right?
Yeah.
So we should be sharing. I feel like that's my mission, is to connect us. There's so many of us going through this, and get us sharing ideas and being a brain trust, you know, for how we can do this better. It's always been something that people have said, I know that's going to be hard someday. There's going to be a day when I'm going to have to care for my loved ones and it's going to be hard. But how about instead of saying that, let's say, yes, it's going to be hard, but let's do it better. Here's an easier way. Here's a smoother way to get down that road.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I love it. So your information is on screen right now. For those of you who are watching, if you're listening, it's in the caption. If you're listening on Spotify or what have you, but we have the website there. You can go to the website. You can learn more about the North Star Notebook, purchase one. You can enroll in the membership, learn all the information you need to know about Prepare2Care so you can be prepared to care.
Absolutely. Get that support you need. We've got people who will answer your specific questions. We've got people you can talk to. Just that support. You're not alone. We've got your back.
Absolutely. Linda, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
My pleasure.